All right, let's jump back into some MTGO. This time around, we're gonna play something budget. We've been playing a bunch of weird decks on MTGO because that's part of the fun, right? Let's brew up and play something different. I decided to build a budget deck because it's been a while since we've played budget on the channel, and this one in particular is it's like under $300. So that should let you know because we're not using any fetch lands with the list. Just straight up, what you see is what you get. The idea of this list is, with the cards, is we're trying to flip Thing in the Ice. So we're utilizing Thing in the Ice, we're utilizing Spell Sky, and then if those get answered, we've got reagents to be able to try to do something. And we've got like our transformative sideboard. We just go surprise. We also have Splinter Twin because we can be able to do that. But let's jump into round number 1, shall we? First, yes, we will. Okay. That seems fine. That seems fine, right? With budget, right? It's like land spells. Okay, we only have 2, but like Fable will let us discard some of our lands if we need to. Open up with a Steam Vents, followed up with a Snow-Covered Island. Seems fine, especially with our opponent mulliganing to 5. Okay. This counterspell might be an all-star here. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. No, we're not going to pay. So they did end up mulling to 5. I mean, this deck is like I started thinking about it as like I like Thing in the Ice a lot, and when it first came out, it was like, okay, how can we use it? And then it just never really did too much with it. Well, okay, Ragavan or something? No. Okay, Storm Chaser's Talent. Okay, that's pretty good. Snow-Covered Island, pass. We have an Expressive following up or Fable next turn, depending on how we want to go about things. We'll see what they do here, though. Like a Steel Cutter or something like that, we're definitely going to counter. Preordain, we don't really care about that. They'll do a setup turn here. Probably digging for a second land would be my assumption. So we could have counterspelled that, but that's fine. Dragon Rage Channeler, actually, we are going to counter that one. We don't want that to be in the way. We'll take 2, no problem. Oh, take 3. Yeah, look at this. Look how easily it would have been for this Dragon Rage to be turned on here and be, swinging in for 3 every turn. All right, what do we got on top? Anything good? All right, they'll draw. We'll draw. Consider doesn't give them any information. We're going to Snow-Covered Mountain Fable here. Okay, the treasure doesn't really matter for us. Like we don't really care about that. Another Dragon Rage is pretty annoying. Lightning Bolt, yeah, that's fine. Let's see what we draw here, though. We'll take 2, taking 3, flying next turn. But again, we're not playing like fetches, so we're not getting that extra, just like 1 damage off of us. Another Fable. All right, do we want to use this ability? Yes, we do. I'm actually going to discard this other Fable here. Oh, okay. I like that. So for falls and Thing in the Ice. We have a Consider next on their turn. Expressive, like we're gonna have flip our Fable. Like we're starting to set something up here. Like we're gonna take a hit off of the Dragon Rage for sure. and the otter. I don't want to block on the off chance that, they also have a bolt. They could have a what's the red spell? The delirium one. All right, monastery is fine. Paying the cost. What are they paying the cost for? What are they doing? Surveilling. We'll let those triggers go. All right, let's consider here. That's fine. We're fine with that. One card left in hand. They'll be at 2 cards. We'll have an expressive and a consider. We'll consider on our turn expressive. I mean, things are setting up here nicely. I don't know. Let's find out. Consider again. Thing in the ice. I'm actually okay with that. We're fine with that. Flips. All right. Expressive. Cool. We like all this. Let's see. Choose one of them to go to our hand. We will take the counter spell. One of them at the bottom. We'll put the expressive, and we'll put this in exile. All right. So our Kiki will get flipped back to our hand here. So Sulfur Falls. Let's cast it here. Return everything to our hand. Padoop. We don't really want any of these. Put all those in the bottom. Okay. Begin combat. Here's 7. Yeah, 7/8 bounces all non-horrors. Like, that's pretty good. Then we could just replay the Fable and start upticking it. That we're going to counter. Again, the flying is annoying, so we'll just put a stop to that. And if they do the Swift Spear stuff, that's not so bad. Oh, okay. Turn that to our hand. That's fine. Boop, boop, boo. Here's this. And all of these for blue. Here's a Murktide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How does that sound? And then we've got follow-up of 2 Thing in the Ices here. Lots of mountains, though. Okay. We'll just eat it. Yeah. Nom nom. Okay. Make it bigger. All right, are we trading? Okay. That's all. That's perfectly fine. You're wasting all your stuff and you're going to be hellbent. I'm okay with that. Okay. Yes. Let's just get rid of 1 here. Thing in the ice. Thing in the ice. We'll attack with our little Gobbo. then I'll do a little setup with preordain. Oop, undo. I forgot that I'm still in combat. All right, now let's do that. Move our triggers down. Yeah, I'm okay with both these. But we'll get the slip out the back just in case we need to save anything. And we can blow up the steam vents if need be. I'm sure they've got a basic island in their list, but nope, doesn't matter. Okay, so we're playing against Prowess. Do we have anything in the sideboard that helps us here? Pyroclasm's nice. Can go for a Spell Pierce as well. I don't think we need the Mystical Disputes. Yeah. What do we get rid of here? I mean, I'm sure that they have a way to. It's like I feel like Flame of North's probably good to keep. What do we get rid of here? Let's get rid of Attune the Narrative, Consult the Star Chart, and see how that goes. I don't know, right? We'll see. We'll see what they have in store for us. But it did the thing. Like, already, if our goal is to flip Thing of the Ice, like, it worked out. We didn't get to do the Assault Strobe Thing in the Ice to be able to hit them for 14 in a turn, but maybe we'll get to do that today. We'll see. We'll see. That's part of the fun of just, like, let's play something fun and budget and just hope for the best. But that's, Modern is full of just, like, weird cards that people don't normally play. So, we'll see how it goes with the rest of the match. They could side in a bunch of stuff that's going to, like, make us have a real bad time. It's not like our goal was to try to get the list under 300. There's a couple things we could change and adjust for it, but it's like, a lot of these cards are relatively cheap. I think when I looked at the list, let me see again. Like, Counterspell is like $3. Flame of Endor is like $4 or $5. Murktide is like, 10 to 15, depending on what printing you have. Fable is like $10 to $11. I mean, Steam Vents are super cheap now. They're like $10 to $15. So, like, our list is not that bad when you think of the price of things. So, okay, I like this a lot. Thing in the Ice, Spell Skite, like, we have a Spell Pierce. I do think we open it up with, we're gonna keep this, a nice little snow-covered island, Spell Pierce, pass, and hope for the best. Follow it up with a Spell Skite, then Thing in the Ice. We'll see. We'll see what we can piece together, what our draws look like here. But I'm feeling okay about the way that it's set up right now. All right. Puts card on the bottom, so they mold to 6. And a bobble to start with. Okay. Do they look at theirs? All right, they're drawing some cards. They're trying to set themselves up. Snow-covered island and pass the turn. Maybe we can get them with this Spell Pierce. Yeah, I was debating about which deck to play because I've got a couple other weird fun decks. Like, we still have our Asban Goyf deck that we want to play on here. We've got there's like that Primal Command deck to play. And then, let's see. Yeah, that we will immediately hit with the Spell Pierce. You may not have that story. Corey Steelcutter. I was going to say story, but no, Corey Steelcutter. All right. Ooh, hey, there's our assault strobe. Let's do a spell skite. See what they have to say about that. Swift Spear, that's fine. Second Swift Spear. Bobble, okay. 2 cards left in hand. They're checking to see what I have. Alright, we'll absorb 2 of the damage. Go to 18. Go to 16 on our turn with a Steam Vents. Oh, nice. Okay. Yes, we'll pay the 2. Here's our thing in the ice. Let's just shoot one of these. Like, we're trying to resist doing it on their turn when they could be able to chain a bunch of spells and give it more than 3 toughness, so that worked out pretty well. And then we have a follow-up of Fable next turn. Alright, they're back to 4 cards, though. Yeah, we also don't have any Surveil lands. Because we're not doing any fetch lands, like, the Surveil lands just by themselves, they're really good, but we're just like, meh. Budget, we're fine. We don't need to worry about it. Oh, the boomerang. Return target. Alright, so they're targeting our spell skite, so we can't even redirect it. Okay, mean. What is this? Target creature blocks this turn if able. Okay, that's mean. So they're going to try to kill off my thing in the ice. Okay. You may have it gain reach until the end of the turn and learn. It's an interesting card. Strixhaven. Everyone ready for the new Strixhaven stuff? I feel like spoilers are probably started by now, right? Spoilers are always... It feels like spoilers are either always going on or there's a new set that just came out, like, by the time that these videos are hitting. Okay, what the heck? Oh, you do have a bolt. Okay. Full damage target creature. Okay. So we're going to lose our spell skite. We have to block. Okay, but they're down to like no more resources. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, 1 card in hand. We know what it is. Are they going to use it against our creature? They might, or they might save it. We'll see. Also depends on what they draw here, because again, a lot more live draws that they've got. Okay, they're just gonna blast him. That's fine. 1 card left in hand. We'll take 2. Not a big deal. Alright, draw a card. Tune the narrative. Flame of Anor is nice. Do I want to discard? Yes, we're going to discard Assault Strobe here. Counterspell's good. We'll take that. Do this. Let's see if there's any responses. Nope, no responses. So there is that window where they can't buff it right now. If they say, no, we're not going to respond, then we just get to shoot it off and kill it off. Okay. Then we just sort of pass turn. We've got a counterspell to counter whatever they play. And then followed up with a Spellskite and a flipped Fable on our turn. Okay. They take a turn off. Perfect. We'll take those. And a Thing in the Ice. Awesome. I'm actually fine with us just playing Spellskite here. It helps protect our fabled friend and leaves us open with Thing in the Ice for the following turn. Because we're not going to be able to flip it all in one turn. So. All right. Nothing again. Okay. Here's our Thing in the Ice. They're still just sort of building up. I mean, we can just flame and draw cards too on our turn. Really, it's like there for dealing with a big scary creature or destroying a pesky artifact like Corey Steelcutter or something, but most likely we're just going to use it to draw cards. There's the Corey Steelcutter, which will counter. Decreases our counter on Thing in the Ice. Swift Spear is fine. Okay, Preordain. I'm fine with all of this. Put on the top. We'll keep the counterspell. We'll just play it slow. Like we can afford to play it slow here. We're not worried about anything that our opponent can do at the moment because of our 0-4 walls that we've created here. Monk of War. Corey Steelcutter. No, thank you. All of these for double blue. I think there's a window where we can, where the trigger goes on the stack to bounce everything, that we can make a copy of it. We're going to find out. I think that's the way it worked when I started designing this. But yeah, make a copy of it. And of course, our Spellskite stays. Do we need any of these? I'm okay with all of this, actually. And we'll draw this land. Play our land. Move to combat. 14 damage coming across here. Pretty good. All right, they got 4 cards left in hand. I don't think they're going to... I mean, they could have another Boomerang and try to bounce our Awakened Horror here. But if they do, we just redirect it to Spellskite. Swift Spear's fine. All right. Let's deal 5 damage to this. See what you do to that. Let's see what spells you have left in your hand. Nothing. All right. Thing in the ice. Who would have thought? Oh, round 1 we got there. Let's see what the rest of the rounds have in store for us here with this fun deck, huh? We're interrupting our gameplay to let you know about our new affiliate with NerdGear. Nerdgear.gg/NanMan will take you directly to the website, and as you can see, they've got a bunch of awesome gaming accessories from playmats, life counters with the life tracks, playmat holders, and more. So make sure you do some browsing on the site, find some goodies, and then use the code NGNanMan for 5% off your entire order. But let's get back to our gameplay. Round 2. What are we up against? We're going first, though. We'll take it. So we're playing something fun, silly, and weird. I'm perfectly fine with this. Preordained to start us off with. You know, we played against Prowess round 1. We're going to see what we're up against round 2. Going for a budget under $300 for it. So we don't often do budget decks on the channel. And, you know, part of it is playing cards that we want to play. Modern is so diverse and so much fun that you really can play whatever you want. We've got some weird brews in there that are a little bit, you know, more expensive, but you don't have to play the expensive cards when you play Modern if you don't want to. Like, you could easily design something that you are just like, yep, I'm still going to be able to win regardless of the price difference between the decks. So we'll see here. This is a very blue heavy hand, but we get to set up. We got some counter spells to follow it up. So hopefully we can kind of set ourselves up with a nice preordain here and get us going. You know, there are some decks out there that we're going to have a harder time against. You know, we could do some more maybe blue moon effects in the board to maybe help us, but we'll see. Let's start it off with snow covered preordain and see how things go here. Murktide and Galvanic, I like those, but not right now. Put on the bottom. We don't really have any removal at the moment, but I was hoping we'd get a red source. That's the other thing with not having any fetch lands. That's part of the budget element, not running any surveil lands. Like, it does put us in a predicament for certain positions here, like with the Fable and the Expressive and being like, oh, yeah, okay. I don't know how this is gonna work, y'all. I don't know how this is gonna work. I guess we just get the thing out early, because they're not gonna be casting anything on turn 2 that we have to worry about. So we're playing against Belcher. Mono blue Belcher. So they, of course, are suspending their Lotus Bloom for a couple of turns. Tamashii is a big, scary thing. I don't think we have anything on our board that's going to help us here at all. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Ooh, that spell snare is annoying. You may put a non-creature, non-land card from among the milled cards this way. They get Sink into Stupor back because that also counts as a land for them. Oh, that is not what we want to see. Oh, gosh. Okay. Pass turn. We've got Counterspell, a Magic up, and Attune the Narrative if need be. Tough spot for us to be in. Okay. They do nothing, so I guess we just tune the narrative here. Hey, we'll take that. Okay. Counterspell, Lightning Bolt. They're going to try to cast the Lotus Bloom. It's going to be a tough spot for us to be in. So they could try to whir for 0 here and go get a Lotus Bloom. And then they still have Force Negation backup if we do some countering. But no, looks like they're not. Okay. We're going to let them try to resolve the Lotus Bloom here. No responses. We'll see how bad this turn is for us. All right, Tamashii. That's fine. All this white mana. They're going to return. We'll try to bolt Tamashii here, see what happens. All right, bolt Tamashii. They can't do Force Negation on their turn, so we're safe in that regard. They've got the Flare. Okay. Do we fight over this? I think we do. I don't know. Do you have another one? Let's do a wizard battle. Fill the stack up. And then we hit him for 7 next turn. Dang, they had the Disrupting Shoal. Okay. Yep, they had it all. They had all of it. That's bad for us. Bad for us. We die here. All right. I keep debating about building the Belcher decks. I've seen like a mono red version too, but I'll just keep activations here. Turn land you control, be able to return this, make a bunch of mana. Were for Belcher, activate Belcher. So that's where we need those like artifact hate and stuff like that we don't really have. Pithing Needles, things like that that our list doesn't currently have access to. So we did okay. I feel like all things considered. All right. Yeah, so this is where they needed enough mana, and now they have the 3 to whir that they need. So, gonna do it one more time. Tamashii. Return another land. Return our Lotus Bloom. feel like we did the best we could in this position. All right. We'll do it again. There's the whir. There it is. Whir for 4 for the Charbelcher, Goblin Charbelcher. It does cost 3, and they have the Lotus Bloom, so ba-doop. We will take all the damage. No responses. 45 cards. And death. I mean, the Belcher is definitely one of the like go-to decks that you'll see online. So, what do we bring in? Do we do Magus against them? Maybe. All right, let's do Mystical Dispute. I'll take you out. You're a little slow. Spell Pierce might be worth it. Don't really care about the rest. Okay, so if we do this, take out the things that are slow. Fable's a little slow. We'll take out Fable. We'll take out a Spellskite. We'll take out an Assault Strobe. Doesn't really do anything here. And hope for the best. All right, here we go. Sure, that seems fine. Steam Vents, Preordain, Sulfur Falls into Counterspell, Thing in the Ice, Magus to follow it up. It would be nice if we can get some basic islands, so we'll see what we can find here. Need basic islands at the top, basic mountain. We'll put that on the bottom. We'll put that on the top. Okay. We'll see what they've got. All right, they're going to try to zap us here. So we'll just sort of pass the turn. They were trying to spell snare us, and we're going to say no. Well, we'll still probably lose a counterspell to this, but okay. Is this better? Probably. Will they fight us over this? Yeah, so here's the spell snare. We knew was coming. Which is perfectly fine, because that leaves us with our ability to use counterspells and stuff. 7 cards in hand. Okay. I think we just have to pass here. This gives us Mystical Dispute and Counterspell to be able to use against them. Yeah, they're going to try to whir. Alright, let's Counterspell it. Okay, cool. That worked out pretty well. Yeah, we can't really put any pressure on them. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let's think here. Is that too risky to do that? The Magus play here? Probably. Yeah, I think so. But I feel like we can't just sit here and do nothing. Let's just bring out our thing in the ice. Okay. They counted that and another counterspell. Perfect. Again, that's fine. And they're starting to run low on resources. Thundertrap Trainer. I'm okay with that, actually. What did they find? Look at the top 4. Pick a non-land. Another whir. That's kind of annoying, but we've got ways to deal with that. Screw it. Let's see what you do about that. Let's see what you have to say about that. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. We could have fought them for it, but I feel like mystical disputing a whir or something else is going to be better here. Plus, that would have shut us off from being able to really do anything other than our burn spells we have. So, another one. Okay. I mean, they're basically going to try to jam something. I mean, if they have a flare, it's going to really be bad for us, but so probably pay some life and try to jam the whir here, thinking they're safe, which they might be. You know, they could have another flare. Okay, they're not going to jam it. Just in case they do. All right, we'll zap that. Clear up their ability to do any flaring. All right. Well, we have 3 interactive spells against them. So that's something. They're down to 4 cards. I'm fine with us actually sacking this here. Cool. Another interactive spell. Field of Ruin's nice. But they got a lot of stuff that they can do against us. Okay. 5 cards. 1 is a whir. We have to assume the others are counter spells, right? I mean, we basically are going to try to fight whenever they try to go off. Try to use a counter spell, mystical dispute, and then the removal spells against the Tamashi is kind of our line. We have no way to deal with them just hard casting Belcher, though. Unless we have the counter spells and disputes and things like that. But like if they just go that route, it's going to be tough on us. Are they going for it yet? Yeah, looks like they feel comfortable with it. We're going to go Mystical Dispute here. Okay. because that leaves us the option of attempting to counterspell the Belcher if they go for that route. Yeah. Let's try and do that. They did have the counter. Of course they did. Counter of the counter. We knew it was coming. All right, so we're not dead yet. Maybe a Flame of a North top deck, huh? Are we lucky? Yes, we are. Do they have a Force Negation? Oh my gosh. If they do, we just die. So we need to stop on the upkeep, right? And try to go for it. They could just hard cast it, though. Screw it. Let's find out if we die. Boop, boop, boop. Do we die? No, we don't. Okay. We'll take those. Okay. Let's blow that up here. We want another island here. Oh no, Lotus Bloom is being suspended. Clock is ticking. Well, we've got all our vaults. We don't have much else. It's not looking good. We're just sort of delaying the inevitable right now. I mean, the longer this goes, the more they're going to get better resources to fight us. Spell Pierce it. Okay. We'll just keep blowing up their lands, I guess. Where's our thing in the ice, huh? Oh, budget decks. Well, we did what we could. We tried as long as we could against this, and it was not enough. Yep. You may have your Lotus Bloom. Cast your Belcher, just win. We tried. We tried so hard. Oh, man. Maybe fighting over the Magus was the play. Maybe that was the play. I don't know. They have so many resources that none of our stuff matters anymore. We tried though, like 2 counter spells, Mystical Dispute. I mean, they don't really have anything else, it looks like, either, so we're not going to play the Steam Vents here. There's no benefit from it, and it makes it seem like we have more stuff that we can do and plan for a wizard battle against them. Oh, okay. I'm assuming they're trying to set up for a flare. So we'll just get rid of that. No flares allowed. I don't know a way that we're sneaking this out, to be honest. Okay, there's a thing in the ice. Are they going to fight us over the thing in the ice? Yes, that's fine. I mean, it's not fine. Like, that we need the thing in the ice to win. Like, that's our win con in this deck. But they're down to 4 cards. Okay. Let's do some drawing and seeing what we can get. Okay. That's fine. You may have that. Gonna beat us up? I think so. Is Belcher always damage to a player? I'm pretty sure it is. Like, I don't think we can redirect it with Spellskite. At least we'll have a blocker. What do you think about that? Huh? Now I got a Spellskite. Or not. You could just counter it. Then we don't have anything. Waiting to pay the cost. Okay. Ugh, rude. All right, how about a preordain? Can I do that? We'll take both those. So you're saying there's a chance? There's not a chance. There's not really a chance. 4 cards, all counter spells. I'm actually quite impressed with how we're doing, because it shouldn't work this way at all, but it is. Okay, okay. All right, what other counter spells do you have? Is there the flare? There's the flare. I guess we should have just bolted that just in case they didn't have anything else. Yeah. If it deal damage to number of non-land revealed this way to any target. Oh, our Spellskite would have worked. Oh, interesting. Take that. We don't have anything else. GG. They got us. They got us. We did what we could. Surprisingly, I didn't feel that bad post board. Like, could have gone worse, but you know what? Not too bad. I guess maybe we could have bolted the bird or bolted the creature there and just hope that they didn't have it. Yeah, it was just basically delay the inevitable there. But I didn't realize Spellskite, we could just redirect it. So, yeah, having a Spellskite resolve would have been huge there. So, there's round 2. Let's see what round 3 has in store for us. We win the die roll again for round 3. Will it matter? Who knows? Oh, a 1 lander. Can't cast anything. Mulligan. That we can keep. We can keep this. We're actually going to put our island on the bottom here. Start off with a mountain pass and see. I mean, we should have maybe done the other way around. And we would have a preordain, but this way we can potentially bolt something or not and set up for a thing in the ice turn 2. Interesting. Flooded Strand. Let's do a Spellskite. What do you have to say to that? Our budget deck is at it again. I don't know. There's something very satisfying of just being like playing trolley stuff. Oh, are they playing a zoo list? Or some sort of reanimator zoo? We have that deck too that we've just finished building in paper. Yeah, looks like it is a zoo. Leyline binding. Okay. Rude dude alert. What do you have to say about this card then? Ever seen a thing in the ice? Probably not. But it's a cool card. I don't know why that ship would be like, hey, this giant block of ice, let's go bring it back to the town and see what happens. When has that ever worked out well for anyone? I mean, my assumption is they're building up for a ley line or something like that, but at the moment, not really having anything going. Let's just do a setup with Preordain and see how they respond. They probably shouldn't have like much of any response in here. Put on the bottom, put on the top. All right. Yes, we're going to blow up your Triome, so be prepared for that. Man, if we can get the Assault Strobe on them, oh, imagine how good that will feel. Oh, looks like they got another thing in the ice. Doorkeeper. Gross. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to let you do that. So it's not the reanimation version. It is going to be trying to do like the ETB stuff. Things with like Flage and stuff like that. So the what was the Null Drifter? That guy too, like things like that, like the ETB, so you could like evoke things and keep them around essentially with when you have the Doorkeeper out. I like the art for that one though. It's a pretty cool one. All right. Hopefully we get a land off the top here, because then we have enough that we can start flipping. It would be nice to be able to Field of Ruin the Triome here. Yeah, their little Kavu here. That's cute. Okay. All right, let's just do that. No responses, no covered island. I mean, are they going to use a ley line on our thing in the ice? Very likely. All right, preordain. Set ourselves up. Ooh, I like all this actually. Yeah. Put on the top. Put on the top. Pay R2 life. All right. I get a Kavu here, attack and discard and draw a card if I wanted to. We could just consider in response and bounce it back to their hand, but then they are set up to use it as a blocker next turn. Arena of Glory could be bad for us. But let's see how they go about it here. Okay. Please exert your Arena of Glory. You're going to have a bad time. Also, this person's name is pretty awesome. My assumption is it's like 47 seconds to Mars instead of 30 seconds to Mars. All right, they're not going to. Yeah, that's fine. Discard a card, draw a card. That's fine. Discarding a land, drawing a card. Yep, okay. Not going to block. I'll take 4. Flage is fine. Yeah, but let's just return that to your hand, shall we? So you don't have it in your graveyard to escape it. And you don't have any white for a ley line, so we're okay. So you're about to take 14 damage. Have you ever seen The Awakened Horror? All non-horrors, go back to your hand. Yeah, look at this. Look, it's just destroying the ships. Like, finally woke up after, hanging out in the sea for so long. Aww. Okay. Counter the triggers. Doesn't want me to bounce the stuff. So they're also going to keep the Flage around here. Put on the top. We're still fine with this. Okay. Do we get a bolt? If we get a bolt, we win, right? They'll have to block. I guess we don't win, but it puts us in a rough spot. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see what the Expressive has in store for us. Okay. Put one of them into our hand. We'll put this into our hand. This will go on the bottom. This will go here. Play our land for turn. All right. I'm going to double strike it. know, I'm just going to punch you really hard in the face. All right. Okay. So we're going to take a lot of damage and die here. So let's do this. And we totally messed up. Because we didn't have to double strike it because I forgot that it doesn't have trample. So mistakes were made. We're gonna try to do this against them. We saw the Doorkeeper Thrall, and so we know they're gonna go that route. But I still feel like it's worth it to try and do something like this. We'll get rid of consult the star charts. Slip out the back. Actually, slip out the back might be good when they're going to try to consign something. Yeah, so we need to give it trample. That's what we learned. The consigns definitely messed us up. Flame of Anor is probably good as the one of to keep, but since we're shifting it a little bit, I don't know. We'll get rid of. Let's try that. Get rid of one of our preordains. Let's try that. Let's see how it goes. It's always when we're like learning a new deck and oh my gosh, we make mistakes that we shouldn't be making, but that's okay. It happens. It happens to the best of us. Put this back. We're done. Player Steam Vents tapped and pass turn. Do they have a Leyline opening? Because that would suck too. I don't know. But you all know my feelings about Zoo. I think it is a dumb deck. I say it's a dumb deck because it's just boring. At least there's some variations that exist now that make it less so. Like I like the reanimation one with the big old giant, the aura guy, but because it's like a, I don't know, it's like a reanimation deck that's disguised as a Zoo deck. But okay, let's see what we can do here. Do we Thing in the Ice? I think we just Thing in the Ice. And then we could follow it up with a Magus. Steam Vents. I mean, if they just play a Kavu here, we would feel so good. Play a Kavu. Do it. Oh, they're playing a Kavu. Oh, get ready for the Magus. That's a cute 5/5 you have. It would be shame if it was about to turn into a 1/1. Very nice. Great success. We know they have a basic planes, though, in their list. So, if they find that, then they get access to Flage. Yeah. Give me a basic island. Nope. All right. We're not going to attack here. We're going to just sit and wait. Because we can afford to do that. Arena of Glory. We want to kill that when we can. That'll work. 1, 2, 3. Here's my Fable. Make me a little Gobbo. And then we can start making some treasure, which would be really nice because then we can use our counter spells that we got in our hand. Yeah, you can't pay the cost of anything. We will discard. Just one. We don't want to give any. That'll work. Anything away at the moment. Begin combat. Attack. Make me a treasure. Go ahead, attack. Okay. Cool. That worked out well. Okay, they can't really do anything here, so we'll just start chipping away at them. Got double counter spell, so they're the old blue moon lock people out of the game. We'd love to see it. Yep. 10 out of 10. No notes. I don't know. It's just like, it's so good. I love being able to use it. Like, that's also why when we have our Splinter Twin deck, I've run 5 Blood Moon effects. I have 2 Harbingers main board, and then I've got 1 Magus and 2 Blood Moons in the sideboard, so I can really just sort of be like, yep, you're not gonna have a good time. I'm gonna let you know that. The only downside here is they get to go first now, so it's gonna be tough. But hey, we're taking games. Oh, we have the Magus, but we have no way to cast it. All right, we can keep that. We're gonna put 1 tune in the bottom. Oh no. So we're dead. We're dead. By the way. Because they have a Scion of Draco they're going to drop on turn 2. So. And because it's budget, we don't have any consigns or anything in here. They didn't. Okay. All right. I forgot that we boarded into it. I was like, wait a minute, what's happening? All right. They're setting themselves up. Yeah, they even got their basic here. Okay. All right. I'm okay with that. This gives us a little bit of options. of things we can do against them. All right, they're playing a reactionary game against me. Don't you know I'm the blue deck? All right. It's risky to do it, but I don't think we can sit around and do nothing here. So let's try to do an expressive. All right, put one into our hand. We're going to put this Preordain into our hand. We're going to put the Splitter Twin on the bottom. And we're going to put this Fiery Islet here, which we will cast. And still have the mana left for a counterspell next turn. Then we could try to do a little bit of a Thing in the Ice Adventures. We're waiting for the Doorkeeper Thrall to get flashed in, though. I mean, really, we just can't let the Scion resolve. So, like, if Doorkeeper gets flashed in here, we're okay with it. Got all their basics going. Okay. I don't know. Can I have this? What do you think about that? They're fine with it. Okay. If it gets sent away with like a ley line, that's fine. Our the way that we're setting up, yep, there's the ley line. That's fine. Because we're going this route now. Gonna try to twin them to death. Alright, how about a Fable the Mirror Breaker? That gives us a goblin. We can make treasure off of it. Gives us some way to draw and discard some cards here. They still got a lot of cards in hand, though. Could be building up for a Flage play here. What the heck is this? No, I don't think so. I'm not gonna let you have that. That's a little too much here. And you're left with just your planes left. Ooh. Interesting. That is pretty good. I can't prevent that from happening. Okay. Top 3 cards of your library until the next turn. You may play those cards. Doorkeeper Thrall, Flage. Okay. Okay. Oh. Do I want to discard anything here? I'll discard this island, actually. Let's see what we can do with this. Okay. Yeah, let's put this on the top, put this on the top. We'll draw this, play this. And then we've got some ways to deal with the Thrall and stuff like that. We're in a tough spot, though. Alright, Doorkeeper Thrall's coming. Flage. Sure. I mean, we have enough that we can just discharge the Flage and sort of keep that in check. In theory. But we'll see. Alright, they're going to bring it back. Which is fine. But not really. Ow, that hurts. Alright, let's just blast that. So anyway, I started blasting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And shoot that. Okay. What do we got here? A whole lot of nothing. What is the other side of it? Firebend. Okay. Make a dragon. That's pretty scary. So we'll just Tidebinder that. Do 1, 2, 3. See how they respond to this. And we'll counter that. Goodbye. Alright, our hope is to be able to just keep making Tidebinders and like counter triggered abilities and stuff like that. Is Escape a activated ability? I don't know. We're gonna learn. Today we're gonna learn for science. That's rude. That's just mean. We could still do the Got You Splinter Twin surprise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bolting that. Ugh. Alright, I guess we can't keep doing that. Alright, bring back Flage here. Alright, they're gonna be out of stuff though. And we'll just double bolt here. And we'll do this. And then I'll do this. All right, thing in the ice again. We're doing this now. Oh, okay. They really don't want us to have a creature. Dashed monkey. No, you may not have that. Oh my gosh, they had another Flage. Okay, but now they're hellbent. All right. Hold on. Let's blow up this. There you go. We'll make it easier for you. Okay. Do I want to draw anything? No, I don't. But I will make a treasure here. We've got a galvanic discharge for when they escape the Flage again. Kavu. Okay. Okay. Alright. So we have to block the Kavu and discharge the Flage and hope we can draw into a Deceiver. That's kind of our lines here. It does have trample though, right? No, it doesn't. I'm so used to like the Scion being out. All right, discard, draw a card. Okay. Double red, double white. They're going to escape now. Yep, all colors. We'll take 3. They'll gain 3. No! Alright, we really is Deceiver or bust. That's not a Deceiver. So, here you go. You can have this. Because I don't need it. Oh, we tried. We tried. You may attack with all your stuff, and we will die. Oh, close. You know what? We're taking games off of people, so the budget is definitely there. There's definitely some sideboardy stuff that we could do to make the deck better, but we don't have those cards because budget. Where was our Deceiver? Another Splinter Twin. Didn't we put one on the bottom already? Cool deck. Thank you for the compliments. Let's see what else we got in store for y'all in this adventures of our budget deck. All right, can our budget deck get there in a modern league? We will see. Interaction, got some counter spells, got some removal. Seed's fine. We're not like. I think it's fine. Fine to keep. If you guys are tuning in, oh, it's against Tron. We are. We're not in a good spot. But that's part of the fun of us playing budget decks, is to see how it goes. It's very fitting, the Emrakul portrait for the Tron player, or at least the Eldrazi player here. What did they get rid of? Another Devourer, another Mind Stone, and Sire. I'm okay with getting rid of a Sire. Thank you. All right. Snow-covered island, pass. This also doesn't give them enough information yet. They could think it's like the Simic Birthing Ritual deck, because, you know, there's not many decks that are running snow-covered islands or basic islands like this, but in Modern. But your brain kind of should start filling in the gaps of like, okay, what deck is it, you know? I realized I had the sound muted, so you couldn't hear all the... Wow, that's rude. Okay. We'll do a Fiery Islet. We don't have to necessarily do anything. We know they're going to play something scary. That's Eldrazi related that we cannot counter. Where's our Field of Ruins when we need them, huh? Oh, interesting. They're switched up the art. That's a cool Magic Online art, though. Yeah, that's fine. I don't really care about that. Okay, one of them goes to our hand. We'll put Flame of Nor in our hand. We'll put Preordain on the bottom. And Snow-Covered Island here, which we shall cast. Alright, we got some tools. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how we do against them. Counterspells are only going to be used for... I'm sure they're inputting here. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5 mana this turn. Nada. So that means they're doing a Kozilek's Command here. Spend this only cast creature spells, so we can counter those. Okay, cool. All right, pass. Nope, you may not. Down to 3 cards in hand. Thought Not Seer, huh? Sure. I'm sure they're going to get Flame of Anor here, but... Or they get our counterspell because they have something else that they're going to play on the following turn that they don't want to be countered, like a Planeswalker or something like that. Probably looking at our hand like, what the heck is going on with this? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, okay? We're just doing some budget stuff over here. Trying to have some fun. Yeah, there's Flame. We knew it. We knew it. 2 cards left. We'll pay 2 here. We don't really have to, but I don't know. I'd rather have access to discharge and counterspell if we need it. Like if they play another Flesh Raker or something like that, I'd rather us have access, and we'll take 4, which is not a big deal. See how they respond though. Basically our counterspells for Kozilek's Command or Ugin, those are the things we care about the most. Okay. 5, 6, only 6 mana though. And we got an expressive this turn. Okay, we'll just counterspell that for their Kozilek's Command. Exile this and make some dudes. It will not be happening. Alright, expressive. Okay. We're gonna get this slip out the back, actually. One of them on the bottom. We'll put that on the bottom, put that in exile. Alright. Does flipping it now do anything? Not really. So we sort of sit here and protect it. We've got our Galvanic Discharge available. We've got a slip out the back available. And hope for the best. Alright. They don't have Tron yet, but still 3 cards in hand. Karn here. We're fine with Karn. We can just discharge Karn. See what they get though. Nothing, huh? Alright. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to block, and then we're going to phase it out. So we absorb the hit. It's going to come back with 1 ice counter and 1 +1 counter on it. And then we're going to be able to flip it next turn. Alright, what are you getting? They only have 2 mana left, so... Chalice on 1. That's fine. We'll just kill off Karn here. And And we get a cast trigger off Thing in the Ice, so even though our spell will be countered, we'll still be able to do some damage. Okay. Trigger. Draw a card. Alright, cool. Begin combat. Attack. In phase 2, we'll play this Murktide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And double. Alright. So they're going to attempt a Thought Knot, sear us here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Yeah, so they're going to try to do that. You may look at nothing. I got no cards. I'm hellbent. All right. We'll just attack with everybody. You have to block or you die. So we'll draw a card. Take 8. All these 1-drops. Man, Chalice is such a good card. Why do I always play decks that just are 1-drops? Like, the Chalice just shuts me down completely. Okay. Somehow we got there. Bring in some Hercules here. And Magus and Tidebinder. We're going to get rid of... Slip out the back. Pretty cool card. I don't think the Assault Strobe is really it for this. Get rid of one of our Spell Skites. We'll get rid of one of our Preordains, and we'll try that. I think that should be fine. Hercules will help us against the Chalice or any other sort of artifact stuff. We'll try to just be reactionary to what they're doing. Maybe we can get an early Magus and slow them down. You know, I'm for budget. We're doing things. We're having some fun. It's working out okay. I like this hand, but I don't like being a 1-lander here. Do we risk it? Tune the narrative turn 1? Basically, if we get a land, we're fine, right? We just sort of go. Spellskite. Expressive. I think it depends on if they mulligan. No, they're keeping. Let's be greedy. Let's be greedy. Why not, right? Why not? Never punished? Okay. That's a pretty good one to get, too, as my land. We'll lose some life because we're going to tune the narrative. And if we draw another land off of our tune, then we're really, really going. Okay. Okay, Sire of 7 Deaths. That's fine. That's a lot of mana, though. Oh, imagine if we just blow this up and they'll lose both these. Alright, tune the narrative. Give me a land. Interesting. Disruptor Flute. What are they naming? Oh, consigned to memory. Okay. Joke's on you. I don't run consigned to memory. Okay. Let's do this spells guide here. And then we have a field for next turn, hopefully. Oh, basic swamp. What the heck? I like that art for that, too. I love the, like, unsets that have, like, the, like, window looking. Thought Not Seer. Okay. On 2 is a bit of a problem. Because that stops our Hercule Durklin. But they took their turn off to do that. So we get to now do this for you. We'll get Snow-Covered Island here. You get your waste. That's fine. One, two, three, 4 mana. Alright, we can't play 5 mana. 6 mana if they cast a Eldrazi spell. Alright, what do you got? Thought Not Seer? Yeah, that's fine. If they don't take Galvanic Discharge, we could just discharge this next turn. So, we're fine. We're fine with it. Yeah, I guess it's the debate on, like, these are really powerful. So these could be also grabbed here, but really it's like, do you want the Galvanic Discharge to go away? They're only down to 1 card left, though. Okay, so yeah, the Mirror Breaker is a really powerful card. Okay. Let's just do this to start with. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's at least get a new card. Okay. That's pretty nice. Murktide's nice. Alright, and we're ready to... Oh, we could counter this with Tasha's Tideminder and shut it off. Okay, we'll see. Ugin's Labyrinth. Not going to imprint. Not really doing anything else either. Okay. Draw a card. Get some energy. Also filling up for a Murktide. Kozilek's Command. Yeah, okay. That sucks. They're going to set up 5 cards deep and try to find something really good. Draw a card. Yeah, we don't have any counter spells, and we can't even counterspell their stuff with Chalice out until we force the action, which we could next turn, but that's really risky to do with them having all the setup here. So it's like, especially if they set like an Ugin or something on top. So let's see what we can do. Magus of the Moon is not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I kind of like that. Dang. We have no way to protect it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do it. Screw it. I'm assuming they didn't put a land on top. Oh, they did. Yeah. Dang it. That's pretty good. Okay. Well, we at least have a Tidebinder to counter the Ugin next. Yeah, we should have just assumed, but we had to try. Thought-Knot's here. Get rid of our Fable. 4, 5 mana. Forsaken Monument's crazy. Turn Ugin off for now. Now his stuff taps for double. There's that. Okay. No cards left in hand. Do you go for something now? Oh, dang. It's a tough spot for us to be in. Because we need to deal with the Ugin, but now we got to deal with this. All right, what do you... Oh, you're turning that into a creature. Yeah, okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's do this. Make a friend. Yeah. All right, let's hope for the best here. I mean, he's got to keep upticking it, right? No. What are we going for? What are we going to reveal? Okay. Yep. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Just blow everything up. Deal 4 damage to each creature. I like the battleship a lot, actually. But you only have 7 mana. Ha! Oh, no, wait. They count for double. Oh, because of the Forsaken Monument. No! See if we can find anything. Otherwise, we just scoop it up here. That doesn't really help us, so we'll just go to game 3. Go to game 3. Okay. What do we care about here? Did we bring like is the spell pierce and just or like disputes? I feel like it doesn't really help us here. I don't know. I feel like we have all the things that we have available to us that we could use. So sure, we'll keep this snow covered tune thing in the ice and just hope for the best. All right, and they've got a devour. Yeah, makes sense. That's fine. This is not a matchup. I mean, that's the thing. It's like when you're playing budget, there's definitely some sideboard cards and choices we could make that would help, but we don't have it, and that's okay. All right, that's part of the fun of playing budget decks. You're gonna play against really powerful decks that do really powerful things, and you can't get upset or mad when you're not doing as well. But we're taking a game off of every deck that we're playing against right now. We still have a chance to win in this third game here. So, will it be enough? Who knows? Okay. Can we feel to ruin that? All right. Tune the narrative. All right. You did it. You are going to name a counter spell to prevent me from doing it. What are you naming? Consigned memory. That's fine. We don't run consigned memory. I'm fine with just doing thing in the ice here. If they do something on their turn, we could try to just field the following turn and do a preordain or something like that. Oh my gosh, so we're gonna have both. We're definitely gonna get rid of this one though. Oh my gosh, what a turn. What a turn. Use so much mana. Okay, very cool. You did a lot of cool things there. All right, we'll do a setup as well. I like both of these. We're gonna put this on the top and this on the top in case we get Thought Not Seared. They won't seal our Magus here. They have a lot of mana though. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already. Essentially, they'll get more off the map. So we're just hoping that they don't have too many payout cards is really kind of where we're at and trying to navigate at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Huh. They got a Devourer here. Kozilek's Command. Dang. That's really good. That's very good. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4 mana essentially next turn. We're going to shut them off at least from this. We'll lose that. Do we have enough? 1, 2, 3. I don't know. It's not a good spot for us to be in. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we've got to try something. How much they set up is definitely going to be part of the challenge we got to navigate here. All right. Scries 4 to the top, 1 to the bottom is not what we want to see. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana is essentially 6 mana. I think we just field here again. All right, get another snow-covered island here to present as if we had a counterspell. And we're gonna pass from here. I don't know if it's gonna be enough. The hope is that next turn we get a Magus. There's the Thought Knot. Let's just shoot you in response. 1, 2, 3, 4. Assuming they're going to take our Magus here, but we'll see. We'll just keep blowing up your lands, I guess. Okay, Murktide. So they don't have a good way to deal with Murktide at the moment. Okay. Okay, let's blow up this one. We'll just get another one of you. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Essentially be at 6 mana. Let's just Magus here. All right. Yeah, we'll pop that. Go find something. There's a power plant, mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. All right. 2 cards in hand. What the heck? They're just tapping all kinds of colors. I was like, where'd they get the red from? Oh, yeah. Magus of the Moon gives them red. Okay, they're setting up again. All right, we don't know what any of these are anymore. All right, Magus is gone. So they're trying to set up, and hopefully they're going to try to hit, well, their hope is to get a Tron, like the missing Tron piece, and then like set up for like Ugin and really like start snowballing. All right. Okay. Land go. I mean, slip out the back's nice, but... Hey, Tron is assembled. All right. And we shall counter that. No. You may not do that. Trinisphere. Let's just bolt this. Everything that doesn't cost 3 costs 3. Got it. Hurkyl's Recall is nice. Attack. Ugin. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. No, 7, 8, 9 mana. Yeah. I think that makes sense. Okay. I think we just wait for now. Because they'll just replay it all on their turn. But if we can do it on Thought Not Seer. Here you go. Turn all your stuff to your hand. You gonna pop it and draw some cards? Okay. You may. No more slip out the back. It is gone. Now we are hellbent, and they are restocked. All right, replay Trinisphere. That's fine. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, we take 4 here. Off Thought Not. So much mana. Clock's ticking, though. Do we get the win off of just time? Ugh. Well, I'll just hit you with this. Triggers, we lose it. We have no way to stop it. So now you keep this Ugin. But this at least buys us some time. Right, you need 11 to ultimate, so. But our live draws are not effective in comparison. I mean, that helps. Okay, what do we got here? Put one of them into our hand. Oh, we can't use it. No. Okay. All right, I guess we're just gonna cast it and set up for a Galvanic Discharge next turn. Yep, gain some life, draw some cards. What do they got? Oh, Dismembering? Okay. We'll take 4. Okay. Let's see. I don't know. Let's do this. Got another one. Okay. We deal 6 to this. Let's see. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 2 more turns. Essentially 3 turns. Can we find another way to deal with it in 3 turns? Maybe. Maybe we do. Maybe we do. We're hoping we do, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw a card. Another Hurkyl's. It's not bad. All right. He's at 9. Mindstone. Yep. You may exile nothing. Ha ha ha. They're digging for some threats against us. Okay. Expressive. Yeah. We'll do some expressive here. Okay. Put one of them into my hand. We'll put that into our hand. Put that at the bottom, and we'll do that. Cast that. Okay. So we need a Bolt or something to keep this Ugin in check, or we're in trouble, because next turn they're ultimating. Come on. One Bolt. One Galvanic Discharge. We've used 2 so far. Alright, they're going to get Chalice here. Maybe. Our assumption is it's going to be Chalice, right? Sundering Titan. Okay. Yep. So I'm going to lose both my red sources. Mountain Island. Yeah, that hurts. Oh, they do it that way? Mistakes. You target this as the... Oh, wait, this is the Sulfur Falls. That's why. I thought it was Steam Vents. Never mind. We're fine. Come on. Okay. All right, no responses. All right. Oh, I should have floated in response. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. We're put into our graveyard. No, we didn't find it. Ah. Yeah, you got it. GG. We tried. We tried. Where was our Bolt? We needed something. Oh, they didn't. Okay. They're just gonna do the. They're just gonna win with Sundering Titan here. That's fine. You may. Now they'll do a Chalice. Oh, Walking Ballista. Ugh. For 5. Yeah, yeah. No other Bolt. All right. You did it. You done did it. Yeah, no thanks. Man, that was a lot we had to go through there. But that's okay. Our deck was not set up. Again, sideboard stuff. But keeping it budget. This is the perfect chance for you to sit here and look at it and go, okay, if you're going to take one of these decks, there's a reason most blue lists are running 4 of Consigned to Memories for when you run into decks like this. It also would have helped us against the Char Belcher deck, being able to fight over what they were doing. So, you know, I don't know. We'll have to look and test the budget and see how much it bumps it if we do Consign, because I'm pretty sure Consign... Let's look. Consigned to Memory... is sitting at $6. That's not bad. So it's right, but our goal was to try to keep it under 300, and it is right now, so that's okay. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. We wanted to show you guys a little bit of what this, budget friendly decks can do in Modern, but that's going to do it for us here today. Thanks so much for tuning and watching, y'all, and I'll see you all next game.